Welcome back, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hello. Hello, Internet. I hope you're all doing well, having a fantastic weekend. And by the way, Happy Lunar New Year! Hope y'all are doing great. Oh, I forgot to hit... There we go. Yeah. Welcome back to the stream, everyone. As I said, Lunar New Year. Although, I guess I could have said that on Thursday. I don't know. But that kind of leads into my next point. We're not gonna go super long today. We're gonna do... And I just realized this right now. I said on Twitter we would do one part, but... This says middle part 1, and then we did some of this last week, so I guess there's a beginning, middle, and an end to each part. So what I meant was we're gonna do one section of a part. So if we're in the middle right now, we're basically gonna get to the next save point. So if we're in the middle now, then... Hello, cat. We're gonna get to, I guess, to the end of part 1. I guess that's what we're gonna be doing. Not like finish part 1, but get to the next part of part... Yeah, you know what I mean. We'll get to the next save point. The reason is because I can't stay up too late. We gotta get up earlier tomorrow and go get dim sum for Lunar New Year. There's a cat here already. It's like he knows whenever I start up stream and he's like, oh shit, I moved the camera by accident. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Now you can see the cute child. And he just happens to be looking up. Hey, where you going? Chirico. Man! What are you looking at? What are you doing? Look at the camera. Okay, whatever. Ooh, share your face with the world. Come on, please. Okay, whatever. Alright, cat, you be you. Okay. We'll pause the music. Let's get started, shall we? So we can get in as much good times as we want. But anyway, yeah. Not gonna go super long because I gotta get up early tomorrow and do things for New Year. So, let's continue. While I pet this cat. March 14th. Ow, that was hot. 7:44 p.m. Theatrum Neutralis lobby. Ah, Agent Lang. MIB, Man in Black. Alright, so, recap a little bit. We are at the embassy that is now two countries sharing the same embassy building. That's because they both used to be Codopia, then Codopia split into two a few years ago. And this side is militaristic a little bit, it seems like. Anyway, they're stricter, so they wouldn't let us in without, like, doing a search, and we were like, oh, we ain't got time for that, the Yatagarasu showing up, because this place is being targeted by the fake Yatagarasu. And then on the other side, the side we were at, they were just, like, very friendly and welcoming. They're like, yeah, sure, totally come in. But also, what's his face? Some dude who was involved in one of the other cases. So he's dead. There was a fire on that side. We just got, Kay off for not being the murderer. She was getting accused, so we just got her off of that charge. There's always a murder. So now we want to go investigate the other side. And this theater area is the neutral territory. It exists between the two. Oh, right, and the guy who got murdered is, very involved with the smuggling operation. That has been kind of the... Can you, like, maybe not knock into that? Let me just move this. Alright, the smuggling operation has been, like, the undertone connecting crime throughout this whole thing. So yeah, that's where we're at. and there's the cat, and there's a cat. Alright, here we go. Count off! 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's not counting. 1, 1. Shifu, 99 callouts, so all 99 members are most likely here and accounted for, sir. Doesn't a count off normally go like 1, 2, 3, and then etc.? Like, shouldn't they be counting off to 99? And everyone should know what number they are so that they can actually tell who's missing if somebody's missing. Just thinking that might be the smart thing to do. Let me move this a little bit so I'm a little less in the way of the dialogue box here. Camera, figure your shit out. Come on. Alright, hold on. Let me refresh the cam. Hello? Configure video? Hello? Cam's gonna have issues today. Okay, you can be that way, I guess. That's annoying. I guess we are not gonna put you at that angle because you don't like it. Alright, let's just play the game. Hey, you! Yeah, you! The second number 1 from my right. Sir! Yes, sir? Here! A birthday present for you. Oh, that's very nicely wrapped. What? Shifu, I didn't know that you knew all of our birthdays. What a kind heart you have, Shifu. You are more of a man than we'll ever be, sir. I'm gonna close this. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Lang Ji says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. That present isn't for you. It's for your younger brother's wife's younger brother. What the? Tell him I said hi and happy birthday, won't you? Yes, sir! What the fuck? Shifu! I can't believe you remember that much about each of us! Shifu, I'm so moved that I can't stop crying! I should probably leave them to their alone time. Alright, meeting's over, everyone. Head for your posts. Dismissed. Sir! Yo, were you guys there the whole time? I got a call from Sheena and she's already filled me in. It sounds like you're out to get in my way again. I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to solve a murder. I have absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabastian embassy. Wow, I can talk today. And what if I say no? Edit Lung, this man is my subordinate. As I have received permission from the ambassador, he is to be extended the same rights. Sorry, sis, but it's not that simple. Alabast has the strictest immigration regulations in the world, or didn't you know? Even among my elite men, about only half of them were admitted into the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen, and we might spoil the soup if you get what I mean. How dare you make such assumptions? Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Alabast, Miss Von Karma. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Alabast are a bit of a mess right now. What do you mean by a bit of a mess? No one told you? We had an incident in Alabast as well. This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, Wolfie, just let us in already. Hold it. Is there a problem, Agent Lang? Oh, old man! Not really, just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in. Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please allow these people to join the investigation. Having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It is all because I lack the strength to govern well. His nose is something else. I just can't stop looking at this. Please, it is nothing of the sort, Ambassador. You weakling! Curse! Curse their frailty and an inability to effect change in their country! Bye, cat. What are you? The thing is, investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang. And it is my judgment that in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang. There, you see?
Oh, no way! Hold it!
Oh, Lord. Ambassador Alba, I ask you to please reconsider letting them into Alabast. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in the Babalese embassy. And he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings, completely unbeknownst to me. So, I ask for your cooperation in our investigation. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Babal someday. Alright, I get it. Even if you beg Ambassador Alba, I still have to give the final okay anyway.
Alright, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in!
Not so fast, my little crow girl. You're still a witness in the Babal murder. So I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babal. Detective Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me. Yes, sir! Sounds good to me. The fewer troublemakers, the better. Giving him the stink eye. I don't know what kind of sound rasp is. What does that mean?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, Dr. Lupin, what's up? Think a raspberry? Like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. How was your... What are you playing? Capcom versus something earlier? How did that go for you? I needed a nap.
So I wanted to ask for a while now, but... That lady over there, is she who I think she is?
Capcom versus SNK 2 was Gouda? Okay, nice. Ah, that's right. I didn't introduce the two of you yet.
Francisca von Karma, the prosecutorial prodigy. It's nice to see you again. Oh, I knew it! You're that whip lady! You may address me as Miss von Karma.
Had some good matches? Perfect. That's always what you want to see.
Miss von Karma, I leave the investigation of Alabast in your hands. Thanks. Rest assured, I will outsmart both the smuggling ring and the Yatagarasu.
Smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Francisca a bit more about them before I head into Alabast. Ah, and I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Poleno for all that he's done for me. Talk to her. There we go. You've made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing.
Agent Hicks, whose help I had requested, was cut down before he completed his task. There is no room for further failure in my perfect investigation.
In spite of that, I believe you were able to obtain some insight into the ring, correct?
It was nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following.
You mean the Babalese ink? But why are there restrictions of the export of Babalese ink to begin with?
That's classified Interpol info.
Francisca, as your subordinate, I'm a part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I was as well informed as you?
Point taken. Well, very well, I'll fill you in. Recently, we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zhengfa.
Counterfeit bills?
Yes, as you may have deduced. The counterfeits are being made with Babal's special Babalese ink, and it's virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Babalese ink from real ones. Thus, it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babal.
That's where this document comes into play, correct?
Correct. Mr. Koken was smuggling large amounts of Babalese ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. That's all the evidence I need to know that he was the head of the smuggling ring.
I doubt he was the head. I think he was somebody higher up in the ring, but I don't think he was the head.
However, there remains one tiny problem.
Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or the smuggled ink?
Yes, and while we're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile. Since we haven't been able to locate any of these items in the Babalese embassy, we're looking into the Alabast embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden. Mark my words, I will find them.
Counterfeit bills data jotted down in my organizer. What is this? Something's flashing at me. Oh my god. I don't know why my friend is always messaging me while I'm streaming, but I'm gonna ignore that for right now. Ambassador Paleno, I'm in your debt. No, it's nothing. Because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Mani's killer to justice. I will, Ambassador, on my honor. Wow, you're so sensational! You really piqued my curiosity. I know there aren't much, but know that I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly. No, that's quite alright. Oh, well, how about this then? This is gonna give me the ink? And what exactly is it? It's a fountain pen ink. Known as Babalese ink, it's made exclusively in Babal. So this is Babalese ink. We make it from witch crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink. One dip of your fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours in your organizer. How fortunate for me. The ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. Babalese ink data jotted down in my organizer. Received from Ambassador Coleus Paleno. They just said that they restrict the export of this ink, and he just like straight up handed it to us. Great! Wonderful! I guarantee you that writing with our ink is an unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Ink obtained, time to splat. I wish I had a Splatoon emote, but I don't. Talk about cornering the customer along with the market. Well, shall we get going? What's wrong, Kay?
I need your permission to enter Alabast, so we're going to go gather whatever info we can over in the Babalese side, okay?
Alright, I'm counting on you too.
Right, and I'm counting on you and Miss Von Karma to sniff out clues in Alabast. Oh, and Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phony, you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush on over straight away no matter where you are.
I'll let you know when the time comes. March 14th, 8:17 p.m., Alabast Embassy. Ambassador's office. Ugh.
What do you think you're doing to my subordinate?
You're... Does something smell? Damn it! I was like, oh no. Oh no. And then the music, and I was like, oh no! Edgy! Oh, thank the heavens you're here! I'm in a really, really big pickle, your lordship! The raven, it appeared, poof, and then disappeared, swoosh! And though I am the steel samurai, my sword, it... I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore!
Who is this fruitcake?
I'm Larry of the House of Butts, married man of Neo Old Tokyo, milady. So this is from Larry. Okay.
Now I remember. This person is one of your friends, isn't he, Miles?
Yes, frighteningly enough, he is. Hey, what's up with that answer? Your best bud is in a bind and you act like it's no big deal. What sort of bind are we talking about here? The suspect kind! I accidentally became a suspect in a murder! Was there a murder on this side too? I see. That is quite the bind.
Not that we're in the least bit surprised.
Yes, I pretty much expected this news. From the instant I saw this unlucky face. His name is Larry Butts. I've known him since grade school, and for as long as I've known him, he has been the world's largest source of trouble, with a capital T. Hey, what kind of introduction is that? You're so mean, Edgy. If you're not careful, you might find your tiny number of friends go down by one. And that was uncalled for. Besides your... Wait, hold on. Larry, it was you? You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph? That was the first thing I thought of, Edgeworth. Huh? Oh, you didn't notice earlier? I even winked at you through my headpiece.
What's going on? And why are you beat red?
Sorry, but could you not speak to me right now? Oh, poor Edgeworth. Soul crushed. Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play? Huh. So this is the incident you mentioned earlier. Mr. Prosecutor, this man, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. Of course. What did he do now? Please, go on, tell me. Of what, you ask? Of the murder of a man who had snuck into this embassy. Master Mask 2. What?! What?! Why is there a 2?! The second, sorry. Why is there a second one?! Master Mask the second. That looks like Lady Lips. Only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. But no matter what the facts seem to say, Larry's not the type to commit murder. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing. Yo, if Phoenix can do it, you can do it. It's fine, man. It's all fine. Shifu, we've identified the victim. This is a small body. Good work. I'll take that report now. He was involved in the last Master Mask case? Yeah, he's involved in a lot of shit. Oh, Larry. Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well? What did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that one is me. So no, you may not take a peek. But, Agent Lang... Hold it! Oh, God. Hi, Detective Bad. How's it going? Agent Lang. Yep, is that the voice? Maybe it is. I don't know. We gotta give him a different voice than Lang. Agent Lang? Will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Ah, yes, of course. You let the detective see the file. You're Detective Bad. You're the prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth, right? Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me? Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yatagarasu, non-stop. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop, in case a card was ever found. What incredible dedication to the case. Detective Bad knows the Yatagarasu's MO very well. That's a lot of ellipses. Yeah, just a bit. And his passion for the chase hasn't died down in these 7 long years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask, are you going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yatagarasu. If he can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him. I'm in your debt, Detective Bad. So what do you know about what's up with the initial investigation? What's going on with this? About the murder of Damas II. Would you be willing to fill me in on a few of the details? When the Yatagarasu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty, and put ourselves in charge of directing things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, Damas II, he broke into this embassy. Probably to steal some treasure or another. And I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. Tell me about the suspect. Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, Detective? That samurai. He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reasons you suspect, I assume. As you can plainly see, he's completely harmless. Well, it was just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight, here at the Alabastan Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give a commemorative speech. And that's when the Yatagarasu showed. But keep in mind, the Yatagarasu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats, for the guests who had been called to sit in them, were empty. And no show? Who was it that failed to take their seat? The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at that time. And where was he? He was on the roof, one of his legs down a chimney. The fuck are you doing up there, Larry? That chimney leads directly into this room. Larry Butts, you really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? He doesn't think. That's kind of the problem, isn't it? In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Alabast Embassy, Ambassador's Office. Probably a lady. Yeah, probably.
Yes. I've only just arrived in this room myself, which is why we need more time to investigate some more.
Yes, I agree.
Our priority should be on understanding what the current situation is.
Of course. I was planning to do that from the very beginning.
In that case, hurry up and start the investigation already.
I will, so let's get started. In order to find out the truth behind what happened here, I should start by gathering as much information as I can. Master Mask II.
Master Mask, I see that yet another weirdo has popped up in my absence.
Yes, and as I understand it, he was a brilliant thief to whom the world was his oyster. He stole extremely valuable objects one after another for a while. Detective Gumshoe was in charge of the case, and not once did he catch him to mask.
I had already researched all that, you know.
Last year, when Damask gave himself up and was finally arrested, he was apparently represented by that man. Knowing him, I'm almost curious as to how insane that trial turned out to be. Oh, you don't want to know, Edgy. You don't want to know.
Indeed.
But why would anyone want to kill Damask? I should really find out some more about the victim.
What exactly is that hideous fashion faux pas of a costume he's wearing supposed to be?
We have deets, Edgy. We have deets. Yeah, we do.
I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. But there's something different about it than what I remember.
That costume is from the very first Steel Samurai. It's a live-action superhero show on television, beloved by children and adults alike. The Steel Samurai's weapon is the Samurai Spear. Edgeworth, you know an awful lot! And it is with the Samurai Spear that he performs his special attacks, which enthrall all who watch them in action. Wrong series?
You seem to know quite a bit.
Not at all. And in any case, Francisca, I believe the samurai you are familiar with is the second one. The Nickel Samurai, which was part of that case last year. Do you recall the case?
Yes, I remember. Also, I'd much rather it stay buried in the depths of my mind.
Not that I blame her. She was shot during the course of that trial. Yeah, that's when she was shot at. I fear she may still be suffering great trauma over the shooting.
Anyways, that aside, it looks like the Steel Samurai is the suspect this time.
Yes, although that's because of who was inside the costume, rather than the character. That's right. If he is the Steel Samurai...
Miles Edgeworth, have you been in shock over something this whole time?
No, not in shock over anything. I wanted to forget that I had received the Steel Samurai autograph from Larry. But the autograph, the drawing of the Samurai Spear, and the character of his face. Why did he waste so much time on the most useless parts of the autograph? Huh? Hey, Edgy! Did you say something? No, I didn't say anything. Oh, Edgy, so butt hurts. Alright, let's look around.
There are decorative plants here as well. The room is overflowing with nature.
Humans used to live in the grandeur of nature once, long ago. I believe I'm not mistaken in thinking that those people are truly loved by nature. Sorry, truly love nature.
This coming from a man who loves shows featuring costumed actors.
She just had to go there again, didn't she? It was a grandfather clock just like this one in the Babalese embassy. You know, symmetry is a fine thing, but their interior design really suffers for it.
Really? I think this clock actually fits the decor of this room quite well.
I suppose the wood does suit the all-natural atmosphere of this room.
Its design and the material it's made of strikes a good balance with the plants.
Hey, you two! Now's not the time to be talking about interior decorating, you know. Hurry up and save me!
Be quiet! This is all part of my elite investigation. All you need to do is be quiet and watch.
Actually, I do believe Larry is a point for once.
What is that plant supposed to be?
Francesca, can't you see it's supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba?
Miles Edgeworth, as a subordinate, you have a lot of nerve telling me what to think. I look forward to your next salary assessment next month.
You're deluding yourself if you think you have any control over that.
Hey, buddy!
Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. Hey, how about that? I've got a few things I've got to ask you too. What is it? It's like, both you and him? How's it that the two of you always manage to have some cute or hot girl by your side? And Francie, what about that promise you made to me?
Promise? What promise?
The one where you said you would model for my next book, Francie's Whippity Whip Trip. Oh my god! Not now, Larry!
Yeah! I made no such promise!
Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the butts. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. Look at my badge! Larry, I wonder if you might know what this is. Nope, not a clue. You didn't even look at it. Yeah, that's because the only thing I can see right now is the form of my lovely Francie.
Oh, in that case, allow me to help you sear my form into you for all eternity.
Eek! Ah! Whippity whip trip! Now this is a trip I'm willing to endorse, especially if we can finally get some peace here. Was it worth it, Larry? I don't know. He looked pretty happy at the end there. As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Loris Donim now? That's Donim! Luis Donim! Get that straight in your head, Edgy. Hello! Sorry, I had to stretch.
Now I remember, you're that lewd, pale imitation of a real artist.
No, you got it all wrong! I gave up on that whole Loris business. Larry! Besides, when Bangelina left me and my heart in pieces. Who the fuck is Bangelina? That's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. And I figured I could through this Steel Samurai outfit.
Your inane blossoming makes less and less sense each time we meet.
I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as a Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You got it! I knew you'd know what I meant, Edgy. I thought the Pink Princess was Wendy Oldbag. Not really. It's not so much as I understood. Or maybe she was only doing it that one time. But a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Larry, I'd like you to confess right now to everything you did tonight. Confess? Hey, don't tell me you suspect me too! Nonsense. I do believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. For past experience has taught me that you are always at the center of some insane event. Edgy, how can you be so mean stabbing me with your words like that? Unfortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time. Hey, he remembers the thingy with the Magatama. Yeah, you can't do that right now, Edgeworth. It doesn't work that way. So I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know. Okay, I get it. Just stop Francie from whipping me from behind. You have logic on your side? Yeah, we do. So, I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy? Can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination. So you will tell me what exactly you did, Larry. Nope, not yet, Edgy. It'll take more than that to loosen my lips.
Confess, now.
Okay, well, I was up on the roof. And why exactly were you up there? Oh, you know, that wintry custom and the legendary hero.
Legendary?
Hero? Santa Claus!
Santa?
Claus? I wanted to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys. Yeah, I too object to this. When I got there was smoke pouring out of the chimney. Smoke was pouring out of the chimney when Larry thought to climb down it. Larry, why are you so dumb? And? Well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up. Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know! I did graduate from junior high, you know? You said junior high, but not high school, so that's very telling. Then you should also understand this. If Santa Claus was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Ah, crud! It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as a prime suspect in this murder. Come on, man! What's so wrong with pretending to be Santa? Let's start with the fact that it will be the Ides of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits homes on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. No! Hey, wait a sec, we're not in court! I can still object to you, Larry. In fact, I object to many things when it comes to you. You're dumb. You're a very dumb man. There's some weapons on display on this wall. A crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterparts to the Babalis knives. Which means that the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Cocken. We won't rest until— nooks and crannies all over again. Alright. It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny, just like my heart. Comes at you like whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live life like BAM! You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite the symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point into your opponent? Not entirely convinced that the spear is up to the task. Yeah, it's bent! What's wrong, Edgy? You're just staring off into the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? This one's mine. Did I say anything about wanting one? Maybe I can shut him up if I show him this piece of evidence. That will point something out about the spear. Yeah, we'll do that later.
What is that plant supposed to be?
Oh, we've had this conversation already. And she's like, I'm gonna dock your pay. And he's like, yeah, you can't do that. That's not a thing that can happen. I can spot absolutely no difference between this Primadox statue and the balls. Isn't there silver? I don't remember, actually.
The statue's face looks a bit like that costumed hero you like so very much. I don't even know why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face.
The statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least I don't suppose so. Why is there a weapon on display in a place like this?
I wonder why there are no whips on display here.
Okay, Francisca. Oh, sorry. I should be pointing at the top of the spear. Yep, probably the autograph. Larry, about this spear. It's covered in soot. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, are you feeling it? BAM! I thought there was something strange about this spear. Tell me, Larry, is it just me or is the spear a bit bent? Whoa, what? No way, it's exactly as it should be, yo! I have here the autograph you wrote for me earlier. Now take a good look at this which you drew with your own hands. You can see that the spear is clearly of a different shape. What do you have to say to that? I'm sorry! When I hold the spear in my hands, all of a sudden I feel super powerful. And then, during practice, and spinning it around and around, and BAM! It hit the wall!
You're unbelievable! This is an embassy!
But I've always been like that, ever since I was a kid. One time, on an overnight field trip, I bought a fake sword and played with it late that night. That's studio equipment, Larry? Yeah, it is. I'm just a useless hot-blooded man! Larry, clarify that for me, will you? Okay, so it was some field trip and I began to shadow fight with myself? Not that. I meant what you said earlier about spinning the spear and hitting the wall. Oh, that! It's no biggie. It's not like I left a hole or anything. That's not why I'm asking, Larry. A samurai spear is made of metal. I somehow doubt that a move as simple as spinning it around would cause it to bend. Man, Eddie, you're so naive. What? Where did that come from? Well, you keep calling it the samurai spear, but it's not real. You can't really fight someone with it. Because it's hollow on the inside. You could hit it against practically anything and it would bend. Is that so? Don't tell me you thought it was real. Oh, but don't take it the wrong way. I just think that part of your personality is cute.
I see. Your friendship truly is something special, Miles Edgeworth.
It's not friendship. It's utter humiliation. Oof. Samurai spear, data jotted down in my organizer. I'm pretty sure the spear used to be real, but that's probably the one they use on the actual show and not on the stage shows, because they have copies of everything. So yeah, that's a thing. Can I look at these in more detail? These are the counterparts of the Bobalese knives. Blade of these knives should match the blades of the knife that killed Mr. Calkin. What? One of the knives is missing its blade. Let's see if the two pieces, the blade and the handle, fit each other. I mean, of course it's going to.
It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly.
And this means that an Alabast knife did find its way to Babal. Its realness was a reason as to why it was thought of as a murder weapon. Yeah, before. But how? Well, that's interesting. Okay. The counterpart to the Bobalese butterfly is the Alabastron flower.
The butterfly and the flower, they're both lovely things. But can we interpret this to mean that Alabast provides honey to Babal?
Francisca, can't you come up with a more meaningful or profound comment?
Very well then. Let's hear what sort of profound comment you can come up with.
Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread their pollen. And butterflies cannot live without the nectar that flowers provide. If either one were to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How is that, Miss Von Karma?
Your explanation took so long that I nearly fell asleep. Well, let's continue the investigation.
Francisca, why can't you just admit I had something there? It was really long, though, Edgeworth. No matter how hard you try, you'll never be a necessity in our Shifu's investigation. Is that a fact? But no matter how good he is bound to overlook something. If you insult our Shifu, then prepare to be punished.
Oh, and how exactly would you punish us?
Every investigation under Shifu's command will work to disrupt... investigator will work to disrupt your investigation. Vindictive much? You did some investigating over in the Bobalese embassy too, right? I did. Is there a problem? Lang Ji says, a wolf who aims to hunt for 2 rabbits at once. I believe the idiom you require is, he who runs after 2 hares will catch neither. Heh! A real wolf can catch both! I see. So what were you trying to say, saying as how I am currently handling 2 cases? Heh! Suit yourself, but don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, buddy. He just wanted to say the thing himself. Can I show you my badge again? Detective Bad, I'm wondering if you might be able to tell me something about this. Sorry, but I don't give a hoot about things that aren't related to the Yatagarasu.
It looks like nothing about you has changed in these 7 years, huh?
Daughter of Von Karma, you're still just a sapling of a prosecutor, so...
I'll have you know that I've already grown into a stately tree of a prosecutor.
Heh, is that right? Is he just toying with Francisca? He seems to be enjoying this quite a bit. That was a fun conversation. Alright, let's finish looking around. The person shaking hands with the steel samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba. Why is the statue facing the wrong way? It's facing this way instead of forward.
It was taken just before the murder.
The steel samurai is very popular. Sorry, must be very popular. They're even using the national treasure as a backdrop.
I just don't understand what exactly is so great about the top knot there.
Clearly there's a depth to this show that a young person like you can't fathom.
Speaking of young people, aren't you children? Aren't young children the target audience of this show of costumed actors?
Photo of Steel Samurai data jotted down in my organizer.
It's a fireplace, and by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently.
Yes, I can't say that I see anything unusual about it. But wasn't Larry trying to climb down a fireplace that had smoke coming out of it? You wouldn't understand, Francie, yeah. Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally as lovely name.
Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare.
Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name.
It was named by priests in the 15th century for the Passion of Christ.
As they say, you learn something new every day. Passion flowers data jotted down in my organizer so that I may remember its name. He's just trying to remember the name. Couldn't this shape be the Yatagarasu? Couldn't someone just hold up a plant and then be like, oh, it's the Yatagarasu? Maybe. I just think it's suspicious that we picked up the plant data.
This desk must belong to Ambassador Alba.
That's a possibility? Yeah, I think so. His notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of some important work. Sapling growth log. It finally sprouted today.
Funny, it doesn't look like important work to me.
Alright, let's look at the dead body. So this is the victim, Damask II.
What is this his gaudy outfit?
You don't know about Damask. A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace.
So, this thief is separate from the Yatagarasu?
I thought they were for a while, because their MO and targets were different. Damask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being gaudy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of that investigation, so he'd know more about Damask.
That's alright. I'd probably hear tales of his failure anyway.
You haven't changed a bit, as I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? Nooks and crannies! Alright, what do we got? There's not a single shred of fashion. Oh, sorry. Wrong voice.
There's not a single shred of fashion sense in Damask's costume.
Well, at least I could appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You two don't know. You can buy this costume almost anywhere now. It's being sold? Since when? Since around New Year's. The streets are practically flooded with them. Turns out, Damask is a lot more popular than I thought he'd be.
I can't believe that foolish fool would dress. That foolish fool would dress in fool's clothing to act foolishly.
Got your point about 3 foolishes back, Francisca. So, this is the murder weapon in this case?
There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweeping sword, isn't it?
What did you expect? It's Steel Samurai Daddy's secondary weapon. I only call it a secondary because although he uses his sword in most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns to in a real fight.
You sure know quite a bit about the Steel Samurai.
That's only because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of the sword is the Steel Samurai, or in other words, Larry. I should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to proving him innocent. Samurai sword data jotted down in the organizer.
What is this?
What is he holding? It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. Alabast Primadox Statue, 5th floor ambassador's office. Was he gonna steal this? It would appear that directions on how to reach this room are written by hand. There's something written on the back as well.
I'd like you to steal the Primadox statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who writes a note to themselves like that?
If I had to guess from the text, I would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Just who is this person that requested the theft of the Primadox statue? I thought Damask had quit the business. This guy, he's just a copycat using the name, a phony successor. He's just another petty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Kashinu. Kashino! Oh my god, Casino! He's 29 and wanted on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Damask II. The cause of death appears to be the loss of blood from the back of his head. It seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. But isn't this supposed to be hollow? Didn't Larry say this shit should be hollow?
I suppose this was the wrapping cloth the Master Second used to carry his stolen goods. But there's nothing wrapped in it now. I guess he never did manage to get his hands on whatever it was he was trying out to steal.
Not a single thread of sense in the costume. Yeah, she already said that when we looked at the hat. I think that's all we're gonna get out of this. Alright, let's go talk to Larry. Larry, about the samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, that! Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know? Yes, apparently you did. And, well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. Shocked!
Foolish for looking especially foolish for foolishly stating such a foolish excuse. You forgot to take something that big with you? Who would believe such a tale?
Sorry, Miss Von Karma, but I believe him. Because if anyone could forget something like that, it would be Larry. Edgy, you believe me! Larry's just dumb, let's face it. I just knew that our friendship is something special. Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, he would forget his pants if he put his mind to it or didn't. Yeah. That in no way clears his name, which means that I will have to prove his innocence from a different angle. There was the exact same statue sitting in that Babalese office we examined.
It's a Primadox statue. It was a national treasure of the Principality of Cordopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Alabast and Babal claim to have the real thing.
What an incredibly childish fight to have. Alabast Primadox statue data jotted down in my organizer. Nooks and crannies! Primadox statue. There was one of these on the bubbly side as well.
I hear it's very valuable and made of pure gold. It was a national treasure of Cordopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning no one's replica. They both claim they're the real thing. Yeah. Childish fight. Oh. No? Okay.
There's almost the exact same wall mount for the knives on the Babalis side, but I can't see any of the details from this distance. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence? Yes, the photo, because it's facing the wrong way. Eureka! Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd about the scene, Miss Von Karma.
The apparent joy on the ambassador's face as he shakes the top-knot hand?
That's not it. I was trying to point out that the statue in the photo is facing a different way.
You're right.
The statue is a national treasure. As such, only an ambassador or secretariat-level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo, and now it's facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone touched the statue around the time of the crime. Ooh. I guess that's about wraps up my investigation. That's... Yo, Pink Princess, how are you feeling? Still feeling ill?
And yet another strange character comes out of the woodwork.
And so the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Alabast embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well. Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Miss Pink Princess, if you won't answer. God damn it, it's still Wendy! He said Mindy. I was like, cool, maybe it's not Wendy this time, because she was the Pink Princess before, and she was saying when she took off the head, it traumatized the kids. Me!
This must be what they call fate!
How could this happen 2 days in a row? What the? Aren't you Miss Oldbag? Why are you so surprised?
Ah, so you're the one that got to play the Steel Samurai. It's too bad I didn't realize that until now.
You are acquaintances with Larry. Her chess piece is yeah. Those are takoyaki. But also, okay, we're just moving on.
Why, yes, we worked at the same company for a little while, you know. That's why it's okay, my edgy poo. You don't need to be jealous.
Ugh.
I was in the next room, you know, trying to get in some beauty sleep. But it was so noisy in here that I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So imagine my shock when I saw my precious edgy poo waiting here for me. I mean, who could have imagined that you would ever come to a show like this? I guess I misjudged you, Edgy Poo.
You misjudged him?
I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know?
There was no misjudgment on your part. That's precisely what I was trying to do. Run, Edgeworth!
Kinda looks like the winds have shifted and he's now willing to be chased after. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, Edgy Poo. I'd chase you forever to the ends of the earth. Isn't that just peachy?
This is one of those rare times when Francesca and I see eye to eye. Wanna look at my badge? Gotta show it to everybody.
What's this? A present for me?
No. Obviously, I can't simply give you a piece of evidence.
I see. You're just embarrassed to give it to me in front of all these people. But don't worry, I can wait. A present of love from my edgy poo is beyond worth it. What's a buzzer?
If you only knew how much, Francesca. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewater Land as the Pink Badger. What are you talking about? That was ages ago. No, it was just like yesterday. And that was yesterday.
Look, I worked at Global Studios before, a long time ago, right? Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, actually. They called you? Apparently the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly, they called me in to be her last-minute replacement.
Do they not have enough people on staff at the studio?
I really couldn't say no, so here I am, playing the role of the heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. But that poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her, she's gonna have a terrible time when she returns. I mean, I'm not exactly the guy to stand in the last second of people's lives, something shuriken, samurai, audiences in uproar, avant-garde. Because I tell you, they're really just a bunch of simpletons.
That studio was wildly underfunded. Yeah, for having such a successful show, it's like, what the fuck do you guys do with all your money?
You're a rather lively old lady.
So basically, you received the stand-in request this morning, correct?
You got it! If you need to see it, you've got it right here. Look. It appears that she is telling the truth.
Stand-in request data jotted down on my organizer.
I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears.
I need to read this note. Request from Miss Oldbag to stand in for Mindy, the Pink Princess actress who fell ill. Yes, tears of laughter, as I recall.
But being famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker.
I'm pretty sure this was meant for Mindy, because that's an I, because it's dotted, but it also looks like it says Wendy.
I was just about to take my break when I found this stuck under the door to my room.
Mindy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your lovely knight. Larry, you should just learn to write better. Oh dear God, Larry.
Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kind of things. Look at what it says. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. How absolutely revolting. I mean, you'd think he could get my name right. There's no accent in my name.
It's not meant for you. Wait, this horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before? Makes sense, his penmanship is horrendous. He did graduate only from he did graduate from junior high and it only. Yep.
Huh, but now that you're here, Edgipoo, I feel 100% safe.
Where do I factor into this?
You'd bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgipoo?
Well, if you'll allow me liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later.
Oh, come on, Edgipoo, stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get.
Letter from stalker data jotted down in my organizer. Time of the murder. What were you doing at the time of the crime?
What crime?
What?
After the show was over, I've had nothing but free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm.
Used the fireplace at the time of the crime. Miss Oldbag was warming her hip in the room next door. Larry got the rooms wrong. Well, that solves that, yep.
Well, a murder occurred in the room right next to yours. Is that right? Oh, Edgipoo, I'm so scared. Hold me. Caress me.
If you could please not cling on to my personage.
In any case, I take it, sons, that you failed to show up at Ambassador Alabast's speech. How that? No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young, tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hips started acting up and got stiff. I couldn't move at all.
Can you provide proof of your condition?
Oh, you just go ahead and ask the doctors in the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theater all the way to this embassy.
I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant. Prosecutor Von Karma, I brought the police dog as you requested, sir.
Good work. You may now leave, officer.
Sheba! This dog.
I requested the assistance of a dog in our search for Sayatagarasu.
I love you! Looks like you guys have a pretty bright dogs in this country, too.
One! It's Missile. Oh yeah, it's his name. I love you.
Hey, you're a real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy. That's a police dog Gumshoe's been taking care of. I think its name is Missile. He's so cute!
What a fitting name for a police dog that dashes out in front of attacks.
That action alone isn't exactly what's going to solve the case for us, you know.
Now, Missile, I want you to go find some clues. Go!
Roof! So cute!
One!
Look at this cute little Shiba butt. What the fuck is that?
Good dog. You really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Now, what do we have here?
God's damn, that was quick. Why is there a samurai dog? I really want a hot dog right now.
What is this? It looks like a small hot dog, but...
Wait. Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog?
One!
Genshin Impact as ninja dogs? Oh, no, you mean hot dogs? No, both! Look at this cute boy. His name is Missile, and he's a Shiba, and I really want a Shiba still. He's so mad! But I also still want a hot dog. I want a hot dog, and I want a Shiba. It's a very complex day.
No! Bad Missile! He ate it! I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that.
No, that definitely had onions on it, so not good. It's just a meat substance snack featuring the Steel Samurai. I'm sure he'll be fine.
That's quite a bit of information you gathered there in a single quick glance.
We should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog here in the first place.
Looks like that snack wasn't all Missile found.
Oh, why is there a shirt here? Oh, and what do we have here?
It appears to be a lady's undershirt. I wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing?
I somehow doubt that. It doesn't look like the shirt would even fit him. Oh, your god or oh, your dog? A samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. I suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it. Do you really see what I did just there? Just did there? Can I just talk to the dog?
One! He was a much bigger help than I thought he would be.
Yes, however, there are still a few aspects I don't understand about what he found.
In that case, you should keep on investigating until you do. Now, my subordinate, continue with the investigation.
Alright, I will. It is with great dread that I proceed and do what I must to solve this case. Okay. If you could please take a look at this brown-colored undershirt.
Wedgie Poo, what's the meaning of this? Why'd you steal that thing from my bags? All you had to do was ask, and I would have gladly given you as many as you'd like. Oh my god, please don't.
The Thanks, but no thanks. The shirt was found here at the crime scene.
What?
Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what it's doing here?
I know nothing! Nothing, I tell you!
What?
Oh, I admit I used the fireplace to dry that shirt. But I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know. Wearing that pink princess costume was like being in a sauna. And on top of that, I get fingered as a suspect? You're too cruel, Edgy Poo!
Are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room?
Of course I am!
Okay, hold on. I have a guess. So, Larry heads over to the room he wants to climb down into, but the fire's going, and she is like blowing her shirt above, and then, you know, chimney goes whoosh, and her shirt flies up into the chimney and probably lands on Larry, who's like, oh man, I'm gonna, like, is this a sign? I better get down there. And he's like, I'll just go in the chimney next door. And so he like takes the shirt and wraps it in the hot dog to drop it down into the other chimney before he starts wanting to climb down, because Larry's a fucking idiot, and it's like, I don't know. We'll see where this goes.
Of course I am!
The fact that all that somehow makes sense. It hurts your head, doesn't it? Yeah, yep.
If I had been the one to find the body, do you think I'd be as calm and relaxed as I am? I tell you, it's always like this. Tabloid camera's missing. The missing speaker missing. The matter of my husband. Got married. Guess I'm stuck with you. Proposed. Should have something. She was married. Well, you marry honestly these days. Deserve you, but I can't help it. Will you marry me? Honestly, men these days.
So apparently she was married once, and then the husband was like, I'm fucking getting out of here. Well, I don't believe she's lying about her actions. So I can safely assume she was really drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. Yeah, I did sneak in that she was married, because I was like, what? And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room into this one. The undershirt was found in the office fireplace, but how did it get there? Larry, I blame him. I assumed the samurai dog was also yours.
That brilliant mind of yours! He really can see through everything about me!
And so the feeling of dread continues, but I suppose I should ask for more details. Why is the samurai dog also yours? That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it?
Of course I'm forever yours, my edgy wedgy poo!
That's not what we're asking here. If you could just stick to what I asked you. Edgy, are you in this old bag? No!
You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy. A present?
Yes, many objections. Studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the pushcart just to move them all. No studio guy should have delivered those things by themselves, right, Edgy? So, did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions? Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Aren't you gonna stick up for me? No.
How about that? See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room. Because of my bad hip, you know. And there they were, the samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor. I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show. Well, by preparation you mean sampling them as well.
Excuse me?
Oh, I tried one and thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but...
These two are quite the pair. That's not sampling them? Yeah.
I figured that since they're for a kids show, their taste was probably for kids too. But they were so good that I couldn't stop.
She ate them all.
Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen or so boxes.
Holy shit, that's a lot of hot dogs. How do you eat that much?
As I sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, this is...
Yeah, that's 6 hot dogs.
What is it now? Oh, I know. I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy poo? Well, who am I to say no to you, but I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me.
Samurai dogs forced onto me.
Looks like the lesson for today is that when the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers.
True. Okay. Well. Hey, Missile.
1-1.
He's a much bigger help than we thought he would be. Yes, however, there are a few aspects I don't understand about what he found. Oh. Are we supposed to keep talking to her? Because I don't— oh, wait, we could logic. What's logic? I mean, clearly. There's no trace of this room's fireplace being used.
And your point is?
Smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least according to Larry. That is a contradiction of facts, is it not?
Are you saying he wasn't just disoriented or something up on that roof?
There's testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went?
Ah, I see. So what you are proposing is this. The smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldbag's fire. So basically, it's the fireplaces of neighboring rooms. Share one chimney? Is that what you're implying?
Oh! The office fireplace and the one in Miss Oldbag's room share the same chimney. Oh! He was trying to sneak into the other room. Precisely. I'm not sure it was found in the office fireplace, but how did it get there? Through the shared chimney. It must have flew over. The lady's undershirt that Missile found. Ugh.
Why are you getting all excited over holding on to a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug! If you know the owner of the said undershirt, then hurry up and return it to her immediately.
You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet, despite that, Missile found it in the fireplace of this room. Not for that reason, Fancy. Yeah, no. This lady's undershirt.
Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall?
Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the other room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other.
Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order.
There's an X on the back of the wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can't get a better look at it. Can I push it? Oh, secret passage! Hello!
What in the...
The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighboring room. Hidden passage!
The neighboring room?
There appears to be nothing particular about the next room. But the fact that there is nothing special about the next room is what's important. Putting Oldbag in a bad predicament? Yeah. Connected fireplaces. Ambassador Alba's office fireplace is connected to the neighboring room's fireplace. It's the fact that there's a secret passage through this room's fireplace. You know what? I'm good with her being the suspect.
We now know that the fireplace connects the two rooms. But how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as the second skiller now, are you?
No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip. So she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damas II's murder. Investigation complete! Yay! It would appear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to counter any argument you may have. Very well then, if you're prepared. I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me. Good! I'm counting on you, Edgy. Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie?! I know that there's still something you're keeping from the rest of us. Yeah, because he always does that for no fucking reason! It's like the most trivial things! It's like, dude, just like tell us, it would make everything easier. Get you off the hook, just... What's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you! I should just hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be! I'll confess to every murder in the whole world and then kill myself. Throw everything into mass confusion! You made some wonderful friends, child, I see. Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Even if you make that face at me, it's no use. A man who's ready to die is strong-willed, you know. Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. Edgy! Although, allow me to say, that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case. And that I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. Alright, this time I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, the works. Just what happened will do. Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did up on the roof tonight. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah. Up on the rooftop, Larry's paws. 'Cause he thinks he's Santa Claus. After the show, I left a pushcart in the rose garden and came into the embassy. Then, they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know. So then, I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Larry, I thought I just finished telling you not to lie anymore. But it's kinda ultra embarrassing. What exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? Edgy, man, I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out of me!
As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lies.
I have every intention to, for I'm not about to let us waste time on such a trifling matter. Alright, he left the pushcart in the rose garden. You left the pushcart? Could you please clarify that statement for me? Yeah, so the wheels on the pushcart got covered in dirt from the rose garden. It would have made a mess of the floor inside, so Ambassador Alabast said to just leave it. Well, it would be rather impolite to dirty another country's embassy. Come to think of it, I recall seeing the Pink Princess on my way into the embassy. And what was she doing? Nothing in particular, because she is being carried by some docs on a stretcher. She must have been incapacitated by the pain of her bad hip that she suffered during the show. So, I came in the embassy, right? And then... took a picture of him shaking hands. So, you shook hands with the ambassador of the Kingdom of Alabast, did you? Yeah, can you believe it? I did something really cool for a change. Well, honestly speaking, there's nothing interesting about shaking some guy's hand. Hey there! Are you disrespecting another country in their very own embassy? He is sweating bullets.
As someone with roots in this country, I'm feeling nothing but incredible shame at this second.
She has roots here? Agreed. I apologize for his inconsiderate words. Now, Larry, please continue. What do you mean you have roots in this country? I thought you're from Germany! What is with all of you? You keep saying that kind of thing, and I'll tell you only lies! You're already telling us nothing but lies, so let it go and move on. Oh, alright already! You don't need to glare at me like that, Edgy! Had some free time, so he wandered around. Larry, I want you to listen very carefully and take this to heart. The whole point of your life is to cause misery and pain to everyone you encounter. I know! I get it, I'm totally the bad guy again. I thought you were his friend. Don't you think that was a bit harsh? Lang Ji says, true friends are bosom friends. If you are in trouble, call on your bosom friend, whose shoulder you can truly cry on. Hey, bosom buddy! I hope you're listening carefully to my testimony. Has it crossed your pea-sized brain yet that Agent Lang is only out to arrest you, Larry? Now then, you were wandering around the inside the embassy, and then what happened? Hold on, sorry, I gotta do something real fast. Okay. I spotted the chimney. I should hardly think that chimneys are that rare.
Agreed, especially since they are a traditional feature of American houses.
Plus, many grand buildings have even larger and fancier chimneys. Yeah, but the kind of chimney I'm talking about is the really romantic type. A romantic chimney? It might sound kind of silly, but women seem to really enjoy them. I just had a good feeling about that chimney. What the fuck are you talking about, Larry? I want to play Santa. You suddenly wanted to play Santa? Oh, well, actually, I dressed up as Santa once before already. That was down at Gourd Lake. Oh god, that's when we first met him. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me. Heh, sounds like you guys share a lot of history. Perk to being childhood friends, huh? Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all. Actually, is it worth delving into whether or not playing Santa's a big deal? Breaking and entering! Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is actually quite a big deal. Are you saying that your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa quality stuff? Precisely, you hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang. Hey, Edgy, that's so incredibly mean! Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world? Of course I know that! I did graduate from junior high, you know! In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to. I was, delivering a present to a child not basking in the glow of love? That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard, but a lie is still a lie. You sure know how to kick a guy when he's down, you know that? In any case, the person you wish to deliver a present unto was most certainly this. Oh! We got his face. Wendy, but he didn't know it was Wendy. Heh! Interesting taste you have there, Mr. Suspect. Don't spread lies about me! I totally didn't want to see Miss Alabast so much that I tried to get down chimney. Ow! I advise you to stop right there on your bashing of a lady. Well, I must admit that I myself hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? Define wrong impression! I simply mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this. Nope, not that one. Stand-in request. This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress. But that's not true, Edgy! She's the one with the hots for me! I just know it! I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. Larry. Sexy beam, I tell you! This isn't Silent Hill 3, no it's not. You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly! Apparition of a man! You haven't matured at all since we last met. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! Yes. This guy, he's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it. Suppose you could put it that way. Hey, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. Why do you all have to make me out to be some sort of bad guy? 'Cause you're an idiot, Larry. To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure. He's about 2 holes short of a bowling ball, yep. Hey, Edgy! Looks like I've got the hang of this court thing now. But we're not in court at the moment. Shut up! I see what's going on here, and it looks just like what you do in court. I guess old boy here still has something to say he'd like to say. Lang G says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. What? Shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen. Alright, then get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in a battle of wits. Oh my god. He thinks he can outsmart me. Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest? Larry's assertion. So, you think that all I wanted to do was to go visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. And then, to top it all off, I became a suspect in a murder. That's what you really meant. Why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? Hey, someone say something! Nope. Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this not as a confession but as testimony? So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that? Holy shit, this guy. So it was you! Hold on, gotta open a new bottle of water. You're my stalker. Hi, Chirico. I know, you're so cute! Holy shit! Are you jealous because there was a dog on the stream earlier and you're like, no, cats only?
But I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me.
Pato the gato. Okay. We pato the gato. Why are you knocking down the old water bottle? Don't be mean. What did the water bottle do to you? Yeah, look at this cat. Here you go. Okay, buddy. Why are you rubbing on the mic? Don't mute me. Don't do it. Okay. Alright. We have pato the gato.
I'm the devoted type of woman who's wholly focused on one and only man as long as Edgy Poo's alive. I can't trust drop him and be unfaithful until I can. Although earlier I was just ducking my tail away to bed. Says Edgy Poo from Kyler's beloved Edgy Poo for the rest of her life. I'm so inspired. You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around completely worthless man.
Thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there's nothing further for me to prove at this point. What do you mean? Of course you've still got something to prove. You still have to show some proof that I was trying to meet up with Mindy. Proof, you say? Remember, Edgy? Everything is evidence in court, right? You mean evidence is everything in court, Larry, but I understand your point. Yeah, see, I'm totally a pro at this now. Very well, if you wish to see the evidence, then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. We're really gonna do this? Alright, we're gonna press him first, because it's fun. Well, I have been saying that for a while now. After all, if not for that, then for what other reason did you wish to go down that chimney? Can't say that without any evidence. That's against the rules, Edgy. Thanks for keeping the prosecutor in line for me, Mr. Suspect. I have the evidence, and if you wish to see it that badly, I can introduce you to.
Ah, but it's not good to keep them waiting, my subordinate. Hurry and show some already.
Lies! All lies, Edgy! Well, if you wish to lie, then by all means continue. Because I'm ready to expose your lie at a moment's notice. You don't get the better of me! Now let's see. More pato the gato? Okay. Chirico, the internet demands that I pat you. Ran? We ran it. That's the pop filter. I need that. Don't push that away. Yeah, look at you. Look at this cute cat. You just bonk me with your tooth? Look at him clinging to the thing. Oh, he stopped clinging. You're a good boy. We're gonna keep playing the game now, okay? You done? No? Chirico. Look up. Okay. Just as Santa climbed down the chimney, the smoke was really thick. Was the smoke coming from the chimney really that thick? You bet! It was so thick I had tears pouring out of my eyes. It was a real mess. I see. You do realize that you've just confirmed for us your chimney escapade? What? That's totally unfair! You tricked me, Edgy! Hardly. You simply have yet to master how to counter this cross-examination technique. Well, what I just said was a slip of the... No, I mean, I said the wrong thing! Besides, isn't this what you really meant to say about what I did tonight? Case of mistaken identity. It made him miss the speech. I'm not quite sure how you could mistake that actress for this lady.
Oh, Edgy Poo, are you staring at me? Oh, are you finally succumbing to my feminine charms?
I should think that the Steel Samurai is the one who should know all about your charms. What? Me? Edgy, what are you trying to do to me? Nothing. Simply that the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess are husband and wife.
Ah, is my poor little Edgy Poo jealous?
If you could please drop that line of discussion right this instant. But Edgy, I told you, I already have Mindy! Speaking of Mindy, exactly what kind of woman would you say she is? Edgy, are you seriously telling me you don't know who the Mindy is? She's just like what her name means. She's super sweet with a great smile. I don't mean to brag, but she's one of the troop's fastest rising stars. Interesting. Ha! So you're saying a woman like that is what made you late to the speech? Huh? Curse you too! Why is everyone out to make a suspect out of me? Look, all I can say is this. I was late to the speech. Became a suspect in a murder. Suppose you might be correct in a small way. What do you mean by that?
Besides being a suspect in a murder, so a few other things you are a suspect of.
Not you too, Francie.
You tried to stalk me, but I won't let you intimidate me like that.
Look, I already told you, Miss Elbag, I wasn't after you. I was trying to see Mindy. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, can I just arrest this guy already? I completely understand how you feel, Agent Lang. Wait, please! Listen to what I have to say! If you have a serious assertion to make, then I'd consider listening, however. No problem, I'm gonna put all I've got into this, so listen good, okay? Why would he ever put himself through all that humiliation on purpose? Larry, this is the final point you wish to make? You got it! I've called on all the energy I have and told it to you with all my soul. In that case, allow me to take that soul and break it. Huh?
Yes, we'll stomp it under our feet until it's been ground into a fine powder.
A fine powder? She put the costume on. Or the headpiece back on. Eek! If you really put all your soul into that, then you're ready for what's coming, right? In place of the Honorable Larry, I offer my soul to you. Larry, come out from behind there and face this like a man. You're scary, my liege! This whole testimony is one giant confession of all that he's done tonight. He's practically begging me to show why he bothered to put himself through all this. Yep. Ready? Objection! Larry, don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter. Cat came off, because Cat left. Hey! Why are you showing that thing to me?
Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your loving knight. Well, isn't that just romantic?
But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing. You can pretend to be ignorant all you'd like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet the old lady, but rather that you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. What part of this letter shows that the person that he was trying to visit was Mindy? This part. Larry, I suggest you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again. Ooh, what the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English! You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye. Hey, stop picking on me! It's so embarrassing! There, isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching, but that will have to wait until we're off of this crime scene. Eek! Edgy, save me from the scary man! Sure, if you're willing to make amends, starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake. That wasn't me! Come again? It's a fake! Someone's out to get me, so they made that fake letter. Set me up! Accept your defeat graciously. But you guys are being so mean! Penmanship analysis. What's that? No matter who, all people have certain unique features to their handwriting. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. And we'll know soon enough who it was that sent this letter. I'll never write another thing in my life! It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight, for you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting. Autograph! This autograph and our mysterious letter. If we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our question soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure. I'm sorry! I did it. It was me causing trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head, Edgy. So, he finally confesses. I saw the pink princess being carried around in a stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go into Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So what choice did I have? It was the chimney or bust, Edgy. Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney? What a criminally overactive imagination. Well, at least I was honest and wrote Mindy a letter and stuck it under the door. That way she wouldn't be so shocked when I came down through the chimney. Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure at conveying said sentiment. The writing, it was terrible. Yeah. I'm really sorry. Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. However, I always knew that you weren't the killer. I told you to trust me, because at the very least, I can attest to that about you. Edgy! Case solved. Wait, no, it's not. Edgy, you're... Yeah!
We've lost a lot of valuable time because of you.
No!
In any case, I believe we can say that we now know exactly what happened. Mr. Larry Bout sought to climb down the chimney, not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door.
Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay? Oh, hey, what? Edgy, what does the Wolfman mean when he says I'm not off the hook yet? He means that the murder weapon. Larry, did you forget? There are 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head. That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect, after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing all night, but the blood-stained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene. As long as there's no satisfactory explanation for that. This wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite. Eek! Edgy, that guy? He looks like he's seriously about to take a bite out of me. I'm well aware, and you should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial. Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and a sweet trump card. Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you've got. I could easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon, but the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high-stakes gamble, but this is one game I can't afford to lose. Why, Larry? I was the one who found the body of the victim, Damas II. Besides him, the samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect, Larry Butts, in here too. Oh, Larry, you dumb idiot. Isn't it a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership? But this owner wanted to sneak onto the crime scene. I think that's plenty to go on, don't you? Normally, yes, but it's Larry. If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two are longtime friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi? You're accusing me of fabricating evidence? You'd think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do. This man has some serious issues with prosecutors. Come on, I can't think up something as complicated as that, right, Edgy? Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you, or me for that matter. I sense his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being. Meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. He found the body. So, you were the first to discover the body this time? This time? What's that supposed to mean? You'd better watch what you say. I only said this time because earlier Kay was the first to discover the body in the ball. And your secretary, Agent Sheena, was ready to accuse her of murder for that. Ha! So are you going to use that excuse to call me suspicious now? Of course not. I was simply pointing out the usual pattern with discoveries of bodies. But in the Bobbly's case, there was no proof that she was holding the weapon, right? Well, in this one, it's a bit different since we know exactly where the weapon is. And the sword was next to him. Excuse me, but glittering red and offering up the scent of blood? Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. And according to the test, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. The sword is made to only be used on stage, so it's not sharp. But it is pretty weighty. It's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with a sword. Beaten to death, huh? This last statement is too important to just let it slip by. Beside him is a samurai sword covered in the victim's blood. So the sword is covered in the victim's blood? Yeah, the lab results confirm that the blood on the sword matches the victim's, but the sword is as dull as vanilla envelope. It's just a stage prop after all. Steel Samurai is all about safety first. You can't use it like a real sword. Steel Samurai has spoken.
The Pink Princess also appears to have something she'd like to petition to you personally.
What the Pink Princess would like to say can wait for the day after eternity. Anyway, my point is that even though the sword is too dull to slice with, it's certainly heavy enough to bludgeon someone to death with. Therefore, suspect you beat the victim to death with that thing. About the samurai sword, have you received a report from the forensics yet? They confirmed that the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. Alright, but have they confirmed that the outline of his wound is consistent with the weapon? Tell me something. Do you see the dead body right there in front of you? So, if they were conducting the autopsy right now, shouldn't that body not be here? Well? I suppose so. I guess they must still be investigating this room. Meaning that it's possible he doesn't know about that piece of evidence's true nature. Anything else you'd like to chit-chat about? No? Good. Now let's continue. It's supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but he found it here. Larry has already testified that he forgot the samurai sword here. Yeah, I was shaking hands with the ambassador here, and I left it behind by accident. So what? You lied earlier, so who's to say that this excuse isn't just another lie? Fair. But I forget stuff all the time, right, Edgy? Tell him. Why don't you tell him yourself?
You see? What did I tell you earlier? No one will buy such a pathetically weak excuse.
Yes, well, I know that it's not possible to prove such an excuse as truth. And yet you offer it up as fact? You're a worse person than I originally thought. You are free to think what you'd like, however I know that Larry is not the killer. Agent Lang, please continue with your argument. I'll expose the flaw in it soon enough. Found the murder weapon's owner and the suspect in here too. Just because he's the owner of the weapon, therefore he must be the killer, is it? No, climbing all the way up to the chimney is plenty suspicious in my book as well. Regarding that, I've already drawn the truth out, and the truth is one thing I don't bend. Doesn't matter if it's you or whoever, you prosecutors are all the same. And as for me, prosecutors are the one thing I don't trust in.
An agent who doesn't trust prosecutors? What are you playing at?
Sorry, sis. But there are only two things I trust, my subordinates and the evidence at the crime scene. Agent Lang hates prosecutors. But as long as he trusts evidence that has been left at a crime scene, then there is something I can show him that he can believe in. It's simply not possible that the samurai sword is the real weapon, so I should focus on proving that point to Agent Lang first. Samurai sword is beat the death of victim's thing. It's not possible to beat him to death with it because it's hollow. Objection! They're hollow. Hollow weapons. They're just stage use. Do you know what this is, Agent Lang? Heh! It's a long spear, right? We used to use those a lot in my country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing people down, spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history.
It's the next most effective weapon after the whip.
I think the whip is in a slightly different category. So, what's your point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon? No, I simply want you to take a look at this section here. The way it's bent? Precisely. Apparently, a certain troublemaker hit it against a wall in this embassy earlier. And as you can clearly see, the inside of the Steel Samurai's weapons are hollow. In other words, the replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow. Let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet, there's not even a stent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that? Ah! Hi-ya! Oh yeah, the sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I wish they'd make them out of better stuff, because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. Man, I got such an earful from the director of the play for not doing it in the show. Steel Samurai special move was changed tonight because of him. Samurai spear data updated in the organizer. Ouch!
That's more than enough of your whiny whimpering. Now, back on the topic of the spear.
Yes, let's return to the real topic of discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy per se. So all I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may.
Using guesswork and taking risk in place of real logic is hardly the von Karmel way. It's neither smart nor very clever.
Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genius prosecutor. Plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak will ever be broken. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken, for no one should have conceived of the notion to convict all defendants in the first place.
What a foolishly foolish statement from a foolish fool who hates to lose. It's a job of a prosecutor to make sure that all the defendants are found guilty in court. There's nothing more important in this world than a perfect victory.
That may be your opinion, however, I don't believe that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And if that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet, then let it crumble as I walk on towards the truth. Damn! Good job, Edgeworth, changing for the better. You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor. But you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump, and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack killed Damask without bending it. So, what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need. Of course. What I need is evidence even Agent Lang can't refute. This is it. It's time to bring this to a close. I don't know where we're going with this. Why Larry Part 2? It's possible to use the samurai sword to kill someone, and under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So, isn't it only natural that the suspicion would fall onto the owner of said weapon? How long do you intend to cling on to that preposterous theory? As long as I want, because we examined every corner within the walls of the embassy. Hold on, I have a theory. So, this obviously got moved. What if this is the replica and it's fucking light enough for someone to pick up and bludgeon someone to death with? And if we look at the bottom of this, which they didn't look at because they're not allowed to touch it, there's probably blood on it. That is one particular nook and cranny Lang probably didn't check. Yep. There's no stone we've left unturned. And we may have managed to come up with only one logical conclusion. That the only place inside this embassy with the victim's blood on it is this sword. Let's look at the bottom of the statue. You left no stone unturned. Is that a fact? If you've got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you.
Why, Larry?
May I inquire as to how you were able to make such a claim, Agent Lang? Lang Jean says, capable of miracles beyond comprehension, a mysterious creature is a man. Rather than man, it's Agent Lang's quotes that are getting increasingly incomprehensible. The human body is a mysterious thing, even with a toy-like sword. It's easy to kill a man if you hit just the right spot, which is why I think it's possible to kill with this thing without leaving a dent. But we can only be sure one way or the other by seeing if the wound matches the sword. I know that, but as long as it's a possibility, I can proclaim it as much as I'd like. Under the circumstances, he says it's the only logical conclusion. But you must know that your conclusion is wrong. Given the circumstances I'm in, the only people I can trust are my subordinates, because they're a much more trustworthy bunch than you prosecutors will ever be. And you call yourself a professional? You still don't see, do you, Mr. Prosecutor? You have to earn my trust. And the only way to do that is to show me proof of another possible murder weapon. Another possible weapon. In this room, there's only one other thing left. This is going to be a gamble, but I can't withdraw from the game now. You're not going to get me to trust you by the power of your glare alone, you know. Plus, I have other reasons as to why I think the samurai sword is the murder weapon. They searched top to bottom, they say. The only place where you could find blood was on the samurai sword. That's right, even with the Luminal. Which means that there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined. Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's assertion that the samurai sword is the weapon? Yeah, I do. If you believe that there is no other door of possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you. Huh, and how do you plan to do that? By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon. Ha! The real murder weapon? I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy, and they've concluded that nothing else could be used as the weapon. Knowing these facts, do you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis? Yep, I do. Of course. Because it's not possible that your men inspected everything in their investigation. What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games, and I don't appreciate it when people like you slander my men. Posture check and hydrate. Okay, fine. There we go. I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Hi! How you doing? What are you raising your eyebrows at me for? Namely, that there is something your men couldn't even lay a finger on. And that item is the real murder weapon. Right then! I'll play along for now. This real weapon that killed Damas II. What exactly is it? The real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch, is this. Do I show the statue itself or the photo? Let's try the photo first. This is the weapon you're looking for. Lang Ji says one should always perform one's job in the proper manner. I can't see how it's proper to show evidence so devoid of potential or relation. Was I mistaken? Oh, I guess they want you to show the actual statue. Ha! Now then, Mr. Prosecutor, I'm gonna give you one more chance. But only one more, you've got that? Because that's all the playtime I've got. I must remain calm and think this through carefully. The real weapon that killed Damas II has got to be that thing, I just know it. The real murder weapon... Wait, hold on. Oh, this one. Oh! Yeah, the other one. It was moved during the murder. Okay, that makes sense. The national treasure of Alabast. You mean the Primadox Statue? Yes, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretariat may touch it. Which I believe means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct? Ha! You know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Bout. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters in the balance over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. But I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined. Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction of the statue is facing before and after the crime are different. And there's only one conclusion I can draw from that. Go look for Ambassador Alba and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue. Shifu, you can't listen to this infidel's words! He is most definitely trying to trick you. Shifu, please let's be rational about this. Grrr! Lang Ji says, just go already! I don't think he said that. I mean, he might have, but, like, not in, like, a memorable way. Yes, sir! He might have said it, but not in, like, one of his sayings, you know? Shifu. Yeah? I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission for us to examine the Primadox statue. I see.
Wait, but since the investigation was at a standstill, Agent Lang, I will go and speak with the ambassador personally.
Save your breath. He may act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you've gotta be when you're representing a whole country, you know? Agent Lang. What do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already. But Shifu, what about causing an international incident? Quiet! I'll take the fall if I have to later. Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone is to take the responsibility, let it be me. Responsibility? If we're gonna talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. Alright then, less talk and more investigating. If we want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a Luminal Chemiluminescence test on the statue. A Luminal test? Ah, good thinking. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay! Let's get in the forensics team in here! Ooh, look at that! Looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. Guess this means that this is the real weapon that killed Damas II. Indeed. But I wouldn't celebrate yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. Doesn't prove that he didn't kill Damas II, so the charge remains. We're hardly done examining the statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that it is the real weapon, I believe further examination is required. Ha! You think so? Okay then, knock yourself out. Hey look, a handprint! Ain't that convenient. What do we have here? This dirty smudge. Looks like a handprint? What's a definitive bit of evidence like you doing under here? Looks like we've got some fingerprints to analyze. Worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry. But it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now. Hey, forensics guy! I want results on these fingerprints ASAP, you hear me?
Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir.
Good, and? Sir, about the prints we lifted from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Babalese embassy? The prints belong to him, Mr. Manny Calkins, sir. But that's... Damn. This shit's getting complicated. What's going on around here? How the fuck? No, that's impossible. Each Primadox statue can only be handled by someone of that country. But by the very fact that Mr. Calkins' fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. The statue is actually Babal's Primadox statue.
Impossible! It can't be!
Larry never once set foot on Babali soil, so he was free to go. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. This is really fucking complicated. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an Alabast knife in Babal. And Damas II was killed on Alabastan soil with Babal's national treasure. And the mystery of the great thief Yatagarasu, who visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I'd yet to see the big picture they were to form. That shit was really complicated. Alright, so we're gonna save. Saving. Okay. We are gonna call it early for the night, because like I said earlier, I gotta get up early in the morning. Or rather, try to get up early, so I wanna, like, do some stuff, and then go to bed. Because Lunar New Year, we're gonna go get dim sum. It's the Chinese thing to do. So that's the plan. So let's go take a look at Twitch and see who's on. Nobody. Nobody important. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna call it here for the night. This is becoming a really weird roller coaster. I don't know what's going on. So that's gonna be an interesting puzzle for next week. So, alright. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you had fun. We're gonna stew on this for a week, I guess, and come back to it next time. Next stream will be tomorrow for our raid training nights, and then, you know, Heaven on High the day after, and then for variety night next Thursday, we're gonna be doing more It Takes Two. That's the plan. Okay, so thanks all. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will catch you all later. Bye.